everybody, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's great to have you in my little corner of YouTube where we speak all things adulting, faith and lifestyle. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That red button must turn gray. Like now, it must turn gray. Give this video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you liked about today's video and what other videos you'd like to see. Share this with anybody and everybody who you think may need it. And last but not least, hit those notification bells so that you do not miss another video. So without wasting any more time, let us get straight into today's video. So today I want to give you guys a few interview tips that helped me secure a couple of job offers last year this time when I was actively looking for employment after my honors degree. So I used these tips and I thought it would be fitting to share these, especially at this time of the year where a lot of graduates are looking for jobs and stuff for next year. And a lot of people have also lost their jobs and are actively looking for new employment because of what COVID has done to us as a country and to our economy and the businesses of this country. So these are tips that I used and that I implemented and that helped me secure a couple of job offers, and I hope they are able to help you too. So the first one, don't just be yourself, be your best self. So in all the interviews that I went to, the interviewers were always like, no, just be yourself. And I feel like if I was just gonna be myself, I probably wouldn't have gotten the jobs. So be yourself, but be your best self. With every answer that you give, in any scenario that you describe, with any question that you're answering, be your best self. Do not let yourself down. That is my first question, or that is my first tip, rather. Number two, I think this is a very well-known one, but prepare for the most common questions to be asked. They are all over the internet, but if you do want me to do a video regarding the most common questions that you can get in interviews, I'm very happy to do that for you guys and also give you guys a structure as to how you could possibly answer those questions. They will come up, so just prepare. Like, don't shoot yourself in the foot by not preparing. Number three, use the STAR method when answering scenario-based questions. So the STAR method is STAR, the S being situation, T being task, A being action, and R being result. This is where you will describe the scenario or the situation, as well as the task that was at hand. Then you would describe what you did in order to get out of that situation or to resolve that situation. And lastly, what was the result of that situation? Was it a good outcome? Was it a bad outcome? What could you have done differently in order to get a positive outcome? So use the STAR method. Be as comprehensive as possible with your answers. Now that leads me to my next one. Keep your answers short and simple. Use the KISS method. Keep it short and simple. So be comprehensive, but don't ramble. Don't beat around the bush. Tell the point as it is and keep it moving. Because when you ramble, it seems like you don't know what you're doing or you don't know what you're talking about. So be straight to the point. Keep it short and simple. Number five, rehearse your answers. I know that this sounds pretty stupid, but stand in front of the mirror and rehearse your answers, especially if you've gone through all your commonly asked questions and you've written them down. For me, I write them down and I'd stand in front of the mirror and answer them and rehearse and practice, practice, practice. Number six, dress appropriately. Now, this can be quite tricky, especially now that we're in, the COVID context and we're online for a lot of the interviews. I mean, I never attended an in-person interview with all the interviews that I had. They were all online because of COVID, and I think a lot of companies will probably keep it that way going forward. But dress appropriately, even if you are online. And I'm always in shorts and pajama pants. My mom can attest to that. But on top, like I'll wear a blouse or, a top and a blazer or whatever. just to look prepared. Remember, I said bring your best self. So even your attire needs to show your best self. It needs to show that you are taking this seriously, not just throwing on a hoodie like I am right now, I know, but not just throwing on a hoodie and, attending this like it's just a normal call with your mates. It's not. The next one, be mindful of your body language. So a lot of people can also forget about this because we're online, but a lot of people will slouch. This already looks like I don't care. Sit up straight, make eye contact because your camera will be on. A lot of interviewers will ask you to put your camera on. So your camera will be on. Make eye contact with the person on the other end of the screen. Talk to them, engage with them. Your body language says a lot about the person that you are. Number 8, do research on the company. I know this is very vague, so I will tell you what I researched about the companies that I was interviewing for. The CEOs, the executives of the company know who they are, know what their backgrounds are in. Where are the different offices that the company has in different provinces or different countries? When it was established, the different departments, maybe also how many employees they have. Those things are very important, especially if it's just a face value interview. I think they get a bit more technical once you go into, the psychometric assessments and so forth. Number 9, be punctual. I would always log in at least 15 minutes before the interview starts. I say that because if your laptop is going to crash, if, God forbid any of these things happen, but if your laptop is crashing or, if your internet is not stable, you're able to pick up on those things before and then contact the interviewer to say, hey, this is my situation. Could we perhaps change the method of, the interview? I remember with my first interview at the Big Four, my internet wasn't stable. So I emailed 30 minutes before the interview and the lady was so nice and she was like, you know what, it's fine. We'll have it as a telephonic interview instead of, a Zoom one. So you're able to pick up on those things if you are punctual. That leads me to my next tip. Set up within time, and also let your friends and family know, whoever you're living with, let them know that you will be in an interview from this time to this time. So if you don't live alone, like when I was busy with my interviews last year, I was at home because it was COVID. I wasn't at res, and even if I was at res, I would have done the same thing, but I would tell my mom and my brother and my dad that, listen, from this time to this time I am in an interview. Don't come into my room. Please don't make a noise. I'll tell you guys when I'm done so that you guys can continue as, per original settings. So I hope you are living with people who can be mindful of that and who can also be considerate when it comes to such things. So, have clear lines of communication with the people that you live with. Number 11, ask questions. Ask, guys. I cannot emphasize this enough. I think they remember me mostly, or I think I got hired because of the questions I asked, not how I answered the questions they asked me. Ask questions. Ask about the culture of the company. Ask about how a typical day would look in the life of whichever profession you're going into. Ask about, the nitty-gritties of that profession, because I was fresh out of school and I was very open with them that, listen, I don't know what job I'm applying for. Listen, I saw Big Four and I applied, so what does this entail? What are my day-to-day roles? What would I be doing? How big are the teams? Is there room for growth? And if so, please elaborate on those things. Ask questions, challenge the interviewer. At some point during, I think, one of the later stages of the recruitment process for one of the firms that I applied to, the interviewer was very frank and she said, I can't answer your question. I'll respond in an email. Challenge the interviewer. Ask those questions. Write them down so that you can remember them, because in the heat of the moment, I'm sweating. I'm losing my voice. I'm not going to think of ask about. So write them down so that you don't forget them. I think once again, a perk of being virtual, you can literally glance down at the paper on the desk, you know. One more tip that I forgot before closing off: make sure your background is clean. Don't have crayon drawings on your wall, or literally just a desk, and you know, like, let it be clean. Don't have your wardrobe doors swinging wide open. Don't have things on your bed or on your desk that are going to distract you or distract the interviewer. You want the attention to be on you, so make sure that your background and the room that you're sitting in is somewhat clean and tidy. Okay, last but not least, confirm next steps. Some companies will say, don't call us, we'll call you. Some companies will say, if you haven't heard from us at such a date, know that your application was successful. Some will tell you that if you're successful during this round of the recruitment process, we will call you for your psychometric test and so forth. Ask for those next steps so that you know what to prepare for if you do get to the next round. So I think those are all the tips that I had prepared and that I used when looking for a job last year. I would like to believe these are relevant and that they work, because I mean, I got multiple job offers using these things, you know. But yeah, do let me know if you do want me to go into depth with the most commonly asked questions that you could be asked in interviews, as well as the STAR method. This is something that wasn't taught to me in LO or whatever. These are things that we should actually be learning in LO in high school. But these are things that I didn't learn then. I had to take it upon myself to go and do research about what the STAR method is and what it entails and how to answer questions using the STAR method. So do let me know if you want me to, you know, answer scenario-based questions using the STAR method, so that you can have an idea of how to go about answering questions for yourself. And yeah, I think that's that. And with that, we've reached the end of today's video. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what other tips you'd like to share with job seekers, and encouragement for some of them as well. It can be disheartening when you've gone for interview after interview and you've come back empty-handed. So do leave some encouragement down in the comment section below. And last but not least, share this with anybody and everybody who you think might need it, and turn on those notification bells so that you do not miss another video. Lastly, before I forget, do check out the Speak for Domi merch. A friend of mine, Nkateko Mathebula, has started her own clothing line, her own brand, and it would be great if you guys go over and support that. I will link her YouTube channel down below, as well as her Instagram pages, so that you can get your hands on this merch as well, where we're speaking everything to do with life, mental health, you know, burnout, all those various topics. Listen, she will plug you. So do make sure you head over and go and get yourself some Speak for Domi merch. You won't regret it. The quality is amazing. The customer service is amazing. Top tier, if you ask me. So yeah, don't miss out on that. Get your hands on merchandise as soon as possible. And with that, with so much love and so much light from me to you, have an amazing rest of the day and stay safe. Bye, guys. Thank you.